Hi everyone, it's Katty. I'm here with you to share my 9th process video titled Our Favorite Crew, and this is my 9th scrapbooking process video, and it's my 4th of my Work It Wednesday challenge. So what I just showed you was some little strips of that party streamer. It's white party streamer that I just I sprayed with Lindy Stamp Gang. It's called Ponderosa Pines Olive, and it's the Lindy Stamp Gang Starburst spray. So I sprayed those, and I'm taking some of these papers. Since this is a part of my Work It Wednesday challenge, I'm using all my supplies from the kit I created, which you can see in one of my earlier videos called Work It Wednesday challenge. These are just papers from those 2 paper pads. It's the Dear Lizzie Neapolitan collection, and it's a My Mind's Eye very old collection that I have. So I cut that paper, that letter paper, that orange one, I cut it down, and the reason I trimmed off the edges was just because since I've had that paper pad for so long, and it's been moved 3 times I think, and it's just it's been through a lot, so the edges were kind of starting to discolor a little bit, so I just trimmed the edges off, and then I took off the middle part, and then I end up using this this sort of frame with the edges of that, and then I'm just placing my sprayed papers. It's that party streamer. It's just that white party streamer that you get at Party City, or you just use to decorate parties, and I just sprayed that. And it's a little bit darker here because it hasn't fully dried, so it will dry just a tad lighter than that. And then I'm just placing those like you see, and I'm going to start to adhere them down, just kind of layering them one over the other. And I am going to say this layout I did struggle a lot with. As scrapbookers, sometimes we struggle with layouts and we're not happy with the end result, and sometimes you just have to walk away and come back, or sometimes you just have to let it be. But in this case, I did walk away from it. I did walk away from it twice actually, you're gonna see later on I'm gonna stop it, and then I'll come back another day. You'll see my lighting is different because this was at night and the other day was during the morning, so my lighting is going to change a little bit, but you'll see that a little later on. But yeah, I couldn't get it right, and I could have just walked away and called it a day and said I'm going to leave it like that, but I wasn't happy with it. And this layout, the picture I'm scrapbooking, is of our dinner crew, the crew that assisted us on our last cruise that we went on last summer, and they were just such great people, and we really got to know them throughout the week, and they were so sweet and so helpful. And I know on a cruise usually all the crew is great and helpful, but these people just really went out of their way, and they were very sweet. So I wanted to make a page about them and just kind of document them because they were really great people. So I'm just gonna adhere that down, and then I'm gonna trim off everything that is those little edges that are hanging off, and the little streamer paper that is hanging off the edges there. And then in this layout, I pretty much used everything from my kit. The only thing I am going to use in the end, wood veneer, which really, I mean, I'm okay with using wood veneers because you know what, I have a bunch in my stash and I love them and I tend to hoard them, so I end up using those. What you see me doing now, I'm just cutting up that thin cardboard, which I always tell you guys I get at work, it's free. I'm just cutting that up into strips and just placing that under the layers of that streamer paper, and that's just to give it a little bit of texture, make it lift off the page a little bit. And again, this is just a way to not use pop dots, because I could use pop dots and just pop those up, but this is just gives it a little subtle lift from the page, and I don't have to spend any money because I get that free at work. So I did that, and then I'm just kind of going through all my embellishments and things, and just trying to see what I want to use. And I use this ribbon around the edges, and as I was saying, I did stick to using all of my supplies from my own kit that I made. The only thing I did use was a piece of paper, which you'll see me stamp on, well, you won't see me stamp on it, but I do, you'll see it in the finished product, because the end I didn't record. I got a little frustrated, and I just decided to finish the page, you know, the page off camera. So I will tell you what I did. And then I used a paper from a basic gray, it's called the Fact. It's a 6x6 paper pad, and that's what I stamp on, and you're going to see two phrases that I stamp on the top left and the bottom right, and that was using that. And aside from that, the wood veneer was really the only thing I used, which you're going to see in the end as well. And I used a vellum heart that I have had sitting on my desk for over a year. So I used that, and that was good. It wasn't part of my kit, but it doesn't matter. It was in my stash, and it was there. It's literally been sitting on my desk for over a year. I would have to say probably a year and a half, and I hadn't used it, so I used that up. So I was happy to use that up. And then now I'm just backing that picture on a piece of that that cardboard, the thin cardboard that I have, and then I'm matting it on that white paper with flowers. And then I'm taking this green from the Stars and Stripes collection from American Crafts, and then I take a piece of yellow from this collection, which is the Atlantic Studio collection. Now this that I'm doing right here, that layering those two pieces of paper, in the end I'm gonna take that off. I decide I don't like it and I do take it off, so you'll see me do that in the end, and I will do that on camera. I do leave that green paper behind though, that green polka dot paper. That does stay on there. So you're gonna see it's just gonna be some subtle changes that I'm gonna make in the end, but you know, in the end I was a lot happier with what I did than what I had. And again, I could have just called it a day, and I could have just left it as it was, and you know, said, hey, I have a layout done, but I really wasn't happy with it. and I literally walked away from it twice, and I just, you know, I couldn't get it, but in the end I got it, and I'm super happy with how it turned out. So in the end it worked out okay. And then I'm just adhering those edges of that orange paper. That orange paper it does have like a glitter embossed effect, so it is, you know, it does curl up a bit on the edges, which is okay with me, but I just wanted to secure those edges a little bit better. And then I'm taking those tile stickers in the brown tones, which I've had also for about 10 years in my stash, so I use those, and the ones on the left stay there, the ones on the right I move to the bottom of the photo in the end, so you'll see that change as well. And then now I'm just looking through these little vellum packs, and I don't use anything from these vellum packs. I'm just kind of looking to see if there's anything I want to use, but I don't. And again, I'm just going through my embellishments, and then I do take now my yellow doilies, which I just got recently, and I used I cut it in half, and then I use that. You'll see me place one on the top left and one on the bottom right of the photo. And that little American Crafts bow I don't use either in the end. I could have actually used that, placed it, but I didn't use it. And then those two will stay there. And then those are the two stamps that I'm going to stamp on that basic gray paper, which you won't see me do. You're going to see in just a couple seconds. The camera is going to cut off, and I'm going to come back, and it's going to be daytime. And then that's when I'm going to start making all my changes. That's when I'm going to decide, okay, I don't like this, I want to do something else. So, so yeah, I'm going to place those stamps where they're going to go, and then I'll stamp them off camera, and you'll see me come back, and they'll be there. I'm taking also this little, it's like a little teacup cup from that Studio G chipboard sticker pack, and I do end up using that as well. It actually ends up being pretty close to where I have it right now, but not exactly there. And then that little flower is also going to end up staying actually right there, but you will see me fuss with it and move it around. And then I take one of those little epoxy stickers, those clear epoxy stickers, and I just back it on some of that craft color paper, and I place that there, and that will stay there. I will remove it, but I will put it back, and it will stay in that corner where you just saw me place it. And then that number 3 is also going to stay pretty close to where it is right now. Okay, so there we go. I just walked away, and here I am back. This was the morning before I had to go to work, so I didn't have a lot of time. But I did decide that I wanted to place those tile squares, like I said, in the bottom. And I like those better there. I'm just taking some more of that that packaging from the pop dots to pop up that page a little bit more, that green paper. And I did remove the photo completely, and I removed it from the paper that I had matted it on. I just left it on that craft color. Oh, there I go. I'm removing it from that background, and then I'm just leaving it on that craft colored piece. And then I did decide, because I wanted to make the page about them, about these three people, about the wonderful people that served us on the cruise, but I did want to add the photo of them with all of us, but I didn't want to add it on the page. So what you're going to see me do now, I take a piece of craft paper, and that's a piece of vellum from that same from the Dear Lizzie paper pad, which is part of my kit, and I'm going to use that, and I'm going to make like a little folding, you know, a little folding little thing, so so I can have both my pictures on there, and you're gonna see me do that right now. And then I just fold that in half, and then you see that photo inside is just all of us with the three crew members. And then I'm gonna put that vellum, that polka dot vellum, on the outside. And then just cut that down to size. And I love doing this. This is just a great way to add more pictures to your layout. And you know, sometimes you want to have a layout with just one photo, but there's other pictures that you might want to scrap. And then, you know, and then this is just a scrap that I had in my scraps, a piece of off-white cardstock, and I had punched out some circles, and I'm just using that, and I thought that came out really cute. Just, you see the edges of the circles. So yeah, as I was saying, this is just a great way to add another photo onto your page. And then what I will do, which you don't see me do because I haven't put my pictures in my album yet, because I have to see how I'm going to place them, I will, you know, I do slice a piece of my what is it called, of my page protector. I do slice it on top where that picture kind of where it folds, and then I will have that sticking out of my album, so you can flip it open and see the photo when it's in the album. And then I do plan on doing my journaling on that top part, which is empty. So I did that, and then I'm gonna adhere that down, and I don't add any more layering or embellishing to that. And then I'm just making a little tab with those little alpha stickers. Those are just Hampton Art Studio G little alpha stickers, and I'm just making a little tab that says open. So once it's in my album, you know that you have to open it to see the photo inside. And I just stuck that in there, and just, you know, you can pull it open. And then my video is about to end, but you know, those flowers I end up placing on the top, and then the vellum heart that I've had in my stash forever, I use that, and I actually backed that with a white heart, which actually came in a little candy box, a Valentine's Day candy box, and that little white heart that sits on top of the chocolate, I just wiped that and then placed it in the back to make that vellum pop up. And I used the wood veneer that says favorite, and I stamped with those little Hampton Art stamps. I stamped our favorite crew members, but I did name my layout our favorite crew. And that completes my layout. If you have any questions or comments, I would love to hear from you. Please, you know, if anyone has joined in on my challenge and is using their stash, I would love to see what you do. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.